Do you have to do it all to have it all? That's actually a really good question. Welcome, I'm Sheri Traxler with ViREO Life, author of Go Forward, 28 Days to Eat, Move, and Enjoy Life God's Way. And that's what we're going to be talking about, is eating, moving, enjoying life, all those things put together God's way. And do you need to do all of them to get the results that you want? It's a great question, because I have conversations sometimes where someone will say, well, because I exercise all the time, I don't have to think about what I eat. I can just eat whatever I want to. I don't have to give it any thought at all. Well, I agree on some level, because as a certified intuitive eating counselor, I'm not going to say you should be counting every this and that and be super aware of what you're doing. But there does need to be an awareness of what foods make you feel a certain way and what foods do certain things in your body long term for your health. There's an awareness of that. If somebody says, well, it's okay if I put my nose to the grindstone and I work so hard and I don't sleep and I'm just go because I eat healthy. Well, what's this other doing to your health long term? If someone thinks that they can take one silo habit of their health and do that really well, and do that as an excuse that nothing else matters, I'm going to challenge that, because they do work together. You don't have to do them all at once. And toward the end of this video, I'm going to bring up a challenge to you of the challenge that people have when they're thinking about all of them at once. But for right now, let's just talk about, do you believe that it's okay to have a silo really well and ignore the rest, or to do a little bit of all of them, or a third option I'll tell you about later? Think about an ecosystem. And we have this example in nature where, as one part of nature takes care of itself, it's also positively impacting other areas. And it's the same thing with your health habits. When you eat well, that helps you to exercise and helps you to sleep. When you go take a walk in the sunshine, and even if it's a cloudy day, you're still getting the sunshine. When you do that, you are then increasing the serotonin and the endorphins, that then the serotonin turns into melatonin to help you sleep. And I did a video on sunshine and energy and how all that works, and I'll link that for you. When you think about how your exercise helps you sleep better, and sleeping well helps you feel like exercising the next day, that's part of the ecosystem. When you get a good night's sleep, you manage your stress, it helps you be more productive at work. That not only helps you with your work, obviously, but that sense of accomplishment helps you with your mental health. So it really does all work together as an ecosystem. When you eat mindfully, that is a huge piece of intuitive eating that I teach. When you eat mindfully, it's going to lower your stress. Last week, I was teaching a workshop, and that was one of the big things we talked about. Let me give you the example I gave them. When you take a lunch break for 15 minutes even, and you are not truly taking a break, you're eating your lunch while you are checking your email and looking at something else online, and the phone rings and you answer it, and you're still trying to answer this email while answering this person's questions. Knock, knock, knock. Somebody comes into your office and they're interrupting this. This whole time you're still putting food in your mouth and chewing and swallowing, so technically you're eating. At the end of that 15 minutes, how refreshed do you feel to be able to go about your creative activities for that afternoon, or problem-solving activities for that afternoon, or relationship building for that afternoon? You don't. So taking a 15-minute mindful lunch break is going to help you in the productivity of your work, but it's also going to help you lower your stress, lower your cortisol, which will then also help you sleep better that night. It all works together. Problem is, how do you do all of that at once if you're not already in the habit without getting overwhelmed? Because if you're thinking about, I've got to change how I eat, how I exercise, how I sleep, how I manage my stress, what I think about, my journaling, my, everything, trying to get it in place at once. Do you know how easy well, you probably do know how easy it is if you're thinking this right now, just to throw up your hands and say, forget it, I'm not going to do any of it. There is an answer, and I am going to share that in part 2 of this video. We're going to do a 2-part series to this. But I wanted to go ahead and have you share your thoughts, your concerns, your questions, so that I can address those as we get into the second video part of this. So what are your struggles with putting all of these habits together? How has it helped you? How has it been a challenge for you to do that? Has it been something that's been overwhelming for you? Because I do have something that will help you with this, but I want to see if that's been an issue for you, and if so, how, and also what has worked for you. Thanks so much for watching this. Remember to subscribe so that you don't miss out on the second video. And until next time, find your path and fulfill your potential.